on. So the next question that comes up is, can two ragas have the exact same notes or the exact same scale and yet be two different ragas? So in other words, can the ingredients be exactly the same and can you make two different dishes is basically the question. Answer absolutely is yes. Okay. So here is actually such an example. So these are two ragas. One is actually a very popular Hindustani raga. The other is actually a very popular South Indian raga, Carnatic raga. The notes are exactly the same, right? The notes go sa, re, ma, pa, ne, sa, sa, ne, pa, ma, re, sa. These are the note positions, okay? So let's listen to the raga 1. Raga 1 treats these ingredients as sa, re, ma, pa, ne, sa, sa, ne, pa, ma, re, ne, sa, ne, sa, re, ma, pa, ne, sa. Exact same notes. The treatment is completely different. Look at this raga. One is a re, pamare, nizare sa, nipa, nizare. What is the difference? The first raga, the notes are like have a very lazy, curvy movement, right? Sa, sa, ma, re, va, ma, ni, va, sa, ni, re, sa. So it's a very curvy, gentle movements, which are the skip, this very curvy movements, right? The first raga is called Vrindavana Saranga. The second raga is called Madhyamavati. What is the difference? The Madhyamavati, one is a re, very brisk, fast movements. Re, the re is shaken like mare, mare, mare. You have to do that. Otherwise, you will not hear Madhyamavati, right? So much more, how shall I use it? Like brisker and more crisper movements, which emphasize that ma to re oscillation produces madhyamavati, right? So the analogy I would use here is something like, again, pardon me, all my analogies are actually like South Indian, mostly vegetarian food analogies, because that's the cuisine that I'm most familiar with. So one is like basandi and one is like tartipal, right? So the basic ingredients are exactly the same, milk and sugar. So it's about, if you slow cook it, pretty much like overnight cook, like do it very slowly, increasing the heat little by little, you produce basandi, which is like a little bit more liquidy and then like a little bit more flowy, right? The tartipal is like, you start off slow and then as you increase the heat in cooking, it produces this thicker texture, almost like this rabdi, like in North Indian sweets, right? That's what it actually results in. The texture is crisper and it is like a little bit more solid, I would say, even though the ingredients are exactly the same. So that's the beauty of the system, right? So then the question comes like, okay, so which one of these came first, or which one of these inspired one or the other? The answer is no one knows, right? We have no idea how these things came about. It is not like, these things were written down and then like people wrote these things like 2000 years ago. That did not happen, right? So some examples in Indian cuisine I would use is the Gujarati khadi, versus the South Indian more Korangal, right? Largely based on the same principle. You use buttermilk as a base, and there's a bunch of spices, and then you use a little bit of sourness to it. So they both produce fairly different results, right? Although to a person coming from outside of India who's not familiar with Indian cuisine, they may not be able to tell the difference. They might think both of these are exactly the same. Again, it's all about understanding the nuances. It is about understanding the subtleties, right? It is about finding out these finer aspects of what these flavors are all about. That is what gives you that depth in understanding these art forms, right? So the next question that I've seen people ask is, especially beginners of Carnatic music, I would say, or beginners of Indian music, Indian classical music, I would say, they would say that, hey, most beginners like a particular raga. They immediately take to it. It's like so catchy, like they know it right away, right? So examples of these ragas would be something like Hamsadhvani, which we have talked about before, or a raga like Hindola, right? So Hindola is also a very catchy raga and goes something like, or Malkons in Hindustani music. Hindola goes mm, mm, sa ga ma da ni sa sa ni da ma ga sa. Very catchy ragas, right? Or Mohana. Sa re ga pa da sa da pa ga re. Very catchy and very bright and attractive ragas, I would say, right? But if you listen to the experts, the long-time performers, or if you listen to the connoisseurs of art, so to speak, uh, they would say like, hey, these are not like heavy ragas. These are not like classic ragas. To prove your metal, you have to have expertise in performing, say, a raga like Bhairavi, or a raga like what should I say, Dhanyasi, right? These are all like very heavy ragas and very very characteristic of the musical style of South India, right? So why is it that like the beginners don't appreciate these ragas? Why is it that it takes years of practice and years of listening, right? Again, the analogy I would use is that like, hey, some foods are just adult foods, right? You need that much experience, life experience, before you can start appreciating some flavors. So in that sense, it is like a nice coffee, or say like, flavorful wine or whatever. These are all like adult tastes. As a child, you don't appreciate these things. You never understand these things. It's very easy for everybody to like vanilla ice cream. Nobody can go wrong, right? You will just get it right away, and nobody will dislike those things. But if you want to understand the true flavors, if you want to understand the sophisticated flavors, if so to speak, right, it takes time, and you need to understand these advanced concepts, right? So similarly, a dish like, say, whether it's like what would be like very typical, so something like Narthanga pickles, right? So Narthanga is like a citrus. So the pickle made of it has a very distinct sour plus bitter plus bold flavors on this side here and there, right? It takes time. If you give it to a child, the child will just run away. The child won't understand. But once you are an adult, then you appreciate the nuance in that flavor. You know that it goes well with certain things, and that's what it takes to appreciate the finer flavors, so to speak, right? No, I think I'm making a point here. Hopefully, the point is coming across, and hopefully, you will understand and appreciate a lot more of the heavier ragas, or the Narthanga pickles, so to speak, as we move along. It comes with practice, because some things are like so uniquely flavorful of that particular cuisine, of that particular style. It takes some time for you to understand those things, right? And sometimes you may not get it at all, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Hey, a palette is something unique to you. Similarly, what ragas you like, what ragas you don't like is something unique to you. There's nothing right or wrong about it. I never appreciate some cuisines, right? I cannot stand some foods, right? but that doesn't mean that food is bad or the food is not flavorful or whatever, right? It's not to my liking, right? Same way, I would say, whatever you appreciate, you appreciate. Whatever you take a liking to, you take a liking to. But over time, you will learn to appreciate these subtle flavors, right? Say, for in my case, for example, kimchi, which is like a Korean food, right? I cannot stand it, right? But that doesn't mean it is not flavorful food. There are like millions of people that eat it, right? They have learned to appreciate that flavor. They have learned to appreciate the nuance there. They have learned to appreciate the spice there, which I haven't. That's all it comes down to. So in that sense, it's not like some ragas are good or some ragas are bad or whatever. It's just that it doesn't appeal. It may or may not appeal to you, and you haven't taken the time to get to know the raga yet. That's all I would say, right? So enjoy more of these ragas, and let's get on to the next question.